let's dive in tonight, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. Chat, we want your participation as well. If there's something really pertinent that you want us to see, there's a lot of people in the chat already. The chats are flying by. Send us a super chat. That way we make sure to see it. We'll put it up on the screen, read it, talk about it, dissect it, whatever you want to do with it. But tonight is our big prediction show. So we want to see you guys participate in the chat as well tonight. So let's just go right through it. The entire first part of this show is all about Ohio State. Second part will be more Big Ten, big pictures. Last part, it gets wild, it gets crazy. It's our crazy prediction portion of the show. So I think this is obviously going to be, a lot of this could be very interesting here because it depends what way you're going to go. So we're going to talk wide receivers first, guys. Wide receivers first. So our predictions for the wide receiver position this season, let's start here first. Who leads the team in receptions this season? We're talking just receptions. Alex, you're first.
I know the obvious answer for probably over 90% of the fan base is going to be Jeremiah Smith. But we got to keep in mind that Jeremiah Smith did not have the most receptions last year. It was one Emeka Egbuka. I think it's going to be a similar case this year. I think Brandon Ennis is going to be the guy that gets the most receptions out of the receiving room this year. He's going to be in that slot, and he's going to be dangerous in that slot. And saying, given his lack of height for a quarterback and stuff like that, Brandon Ennis might be his get out of jail free card all year long. So it's not going to surprise me if Brandon Ennis blows up this year and leads the team in receptions.
Cory, we're going to go counterclockwise.
You know what? Just to have fun, I'm going to say Max Clare.
That would be great.
I don't know that that's wrong.
No, I don't know it's out of the realm of possibility.
That's why I'm saying I'm not trying to be ridiculous with it. I just think it's something a little off the wall, but could happen. I think Julian's saying, going back to what Alex is saying, he might have to have a safety net and maybe a phenomenal tight end, the best tight end we probably ever had at Ohio State on paper. Might be it.
But for me, I actually went Brandon Ennis as well. I think, and I don't think Claire's a bad choice either. I think it's going to be one of those guys who's going across the middle a lot more. I think you're going to see a lot of quick passes, so I'm going to go with Ennis as well.
Well, I'm going to go with the obvious answer. It's Jeremiah Smith. I think if Jeremiah Smith leads the team in receptions, that's a good thing for Ohio State. Do any of you disagree with that?
No, because he's going to get double and triple teamed all the time. So, yeah, if he's leading the team in receptions, that means we've done a great job.
My only concern is, does that mean Julian Sam's forcing it to him too often?
Could be, yeah. I love what I heard from Max Clare. Even he's on the train of saying, I've never seen a ball thrown like that by anybody but Julian Sain, which, I mean, I have. I'm a Packers fan. I've seen Aaron Rodgers do that his entire career. Go Pack Go, sir.
Yeah, amen.
But I think he's going to get everybody the ball. So...
What have I done to myself?
You got two Packer fans on here now, man. You're in trouble.
Are you a Packers owner as well?
Not an owner, no.
I am.
Oh, well.
You got to get on that train.
Can you do something about Goot and his first round draft picks, please? Okay.
I sent an angry letter.
Oh, okay, cool. That works.
Yeah, great answers, guys. Chris, you got anything to add to that before we go to our next one?
I don't even know what we were talking about. We were just stuck on the Green Bay Packers, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the hell.
Sick is Chris, the Browns fan over here, is turning green because he's sick from it. All right, leading the team in receiving yards, Alex.
This is the obvious answer, Jeremiah Smith. Even if he gets less receptions, he's going to do the most damage with those receptions out of anybody. So, could it be Brandon Ennis if he gets fed enough? Sure. But it's probably Jeremiah Smith all the
way. Will Kazmarek. No, I'm going to go. The obvious answer is Jeremiah. He's the big play guy, and he's going to go over the top the most. He's going to do the most damage in the open field because he's so hard to tackle and bring down. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to happen. But man, if I knew he was going to play more, I'd say a dark horse would be Myron Graham. But Jeremiah Smith's the obvious answer.
Yeah, I'm Jeremiah Smith here as well.
You and Jar Happiness on the same page there, Cory. Yeah, it's Jeremiah Smith. All right, last one. Receiving touchdowns. Alex.
This one was a little less obvious for me,
Mm-hmm.
just because of considering the fact Jeremiah is going to get double and triple teamed. But then I also remind myself I saw this man catch a pass in triple coverage against Oregon in that Rose Bowl when we were up by like 100. So it's Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, I'm sticking there as well. And that triple team catch was hilarious because the corner thought he had knocked the ball down. He didn't know he was covering.
That lives rent free in my head.
You know, I was going Jeremiah Smith, but Ryan Day's championship beard has inspired me. It's inspired me to buck the system here. Give me Max Clare.
I don't know that he's the red zone threat, though. That's a tight end.
He's a threat anytime he's on the field.
Okay. I'm going straight across the board. Jeremiah Smith. He leads all three categories for me this year. All right, let's move to the running back position. Who leads the team in carries this season, Alex?
So this one was a little harder for me just because last year Quidshawn had like 50 more carries than Travion, but both finished with about the same yards. It's really just all going to be situational. And if the O-line performs like we think it will, the run game's not going to see a drop off like everybody's predicting. I think it'll stay at the worst the same as it was last year. But I went with James Peoples simply because I think his breakaway speed is going to allow him to get more touches. So it'll probably be because if Bo Jackson gets carries too, it might be like a 30, 40 type of deal. But I think James Peoples is going to get at least like 55% of the carries. So I'd go with him.
Yeah, I think Peoples is going to be the Quinshawn of this year and just be the workhorse. He just has workhorse written all over him. I don't even necessarily think he's the big play guy per se, but I know C.J. Donaldson used to have that body frame to be the workhorse, but I think they're going to use him more goal line situation, things like that, maybe more spot duty. I almost see the splits being more like 2023, where we have Travion getting the vast bulk of it, and then Chip Trey and I'm kind of coming in every now and again and spelling him. I could be wrong. We'll see, but I think definitely Peoples is gonna easily outpace everybody.
Yeah, I'm with both these guys. I've got Peoples with the most carries this year. I think CJ, like you said, Corey, probably going to get those goal line opportunities, but I think Peoples carries the majority of the load.
All right, clean sweep for Peoples with carries. How about rushing yards, Alex?
This one I actually oh no, never mind. I put James People for this one too. I was getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I think James People with the breakaway speed and stuff like that, I think he's going to be more prone to end up getting more yards in the end than CJ Donaldson. But I mean, it could be another real close like it was last year with Quinshawn and Trey. They could finish about the same. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope they at least are on par with last year's duo.
Yeah, I say Peoples as well. If he gets the most carries, and in my logic, gets the vast majority of the carries out, it'd be really weird if he didn't have the most yards. But and that'd be some sick average for CJ at that point. But that being said, I think actually Peoples ends up with 12 to 1,300 yards. I think he reminds us. He's going to remind us of Antonio Pittman, in my opinion.
Ooh, I like that comp.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm with Peoples here as well, but I'm more along the same lines as what Alex is thinking. I think we're going to have two guys that we may have two guys over 1,000 and neither one getting to 1,100. So I think it's going to be Peoples leading the way, though.
Yeah, if it makes sense, if People's going to get the most rushes, he's got the best chance of getting the most yards. That's just common sense.
Yep.
But the next one might be a little different. Rushing touchdowns. Who's going to lead the team this year, Alex?
CJ Donaldson, for the same reasons mentioned a little bit ago, the goal line opportunities. It's going to be like a Archie Griffin, Pepe Pearson type of deal. I think CJ Donaldson's got a great shot to lead the team in rushing touchdowns.
Was it not Pepe Pearson? It was.
Pete
Johnson.
I always get those two mixed up. Thank you. Yeah, Pete Johnson. It'll be something similar.
Yeah, we got you, brother. Corey.
I was severely confused for just a second there. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I agree, CJ. I think CJ is going to be overall kind of the red zone guy at running back. But I definitely think CJ is going to end up with 8 to 10 touchdowns, and James is going to get the most yards, but not necessarily the most touchdowns. I think he's going to be between the 20s more than anything. I think CJ will end up being the red zone guy.
I agree. I've got CJ leading the team in rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah, and again, we're all on the same wavelength on this one, so that makes perfect sense, guys. People asking about Lisa Corey. They're all wondering if she's going to be here Saturday or not.
Nope, she won't be. She doesn't. She got a lot of other stuff to do. But her new show, her first sixth season came out today. So if you want to check out Buckeye Football Fangirl,
Buckeye Football Fangirl, go check it out, everybody. Put it in the comments section that the OHIO podcast sent you there. She'd get a tickle out of that probably. All right, moving on here. Let's go to team leader in tackles this season, Alex.
Arvell Reese. I don't need to say much more than that. Sonny Styles is great. He might end up leading team in tackles, but I think Arvell Reese is going to do some absolute damage this year at linebacker. So give me him.
It's tough because Arvell's got a great argument. I'm going to go with Sonny, but it's like 1A, 1B with Arvell.
It's fair.
Reese. Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah, I went with Sonny as well. Same argument. Would not be surprised if both these guys, especially if we have a deep playoff run, I could see both these guys going over 100 tackles.
Yeah.
If he plays in the nickel, if he plays in the nickel 80% of the time, Caleb Downs will lead this team in tackles.
It's fair.
But if he's 50-50 and he's back there in safety for half the game, then it's not possible. That won't happen. So I'm going to hedge my bets and say I'll go with Sonny, but Caleb Downs, if he plays the nickel 80% of the time up at the line of scrimmage, which the coaching staff has talked about getting him up closer to the line of scrimmage more often, he has an opportunity to do it. Who leads the team in the good old sack department this year, Alex?
This pick is either going to make me look absolutely stupid or look like Nostradamus. I'm going to take CJ Hicks. If they use him like Patricia has kind of been alluding to how they're going to use him, I think he is going to come close to putting up a Chase Young type of number in sacks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to see if like it's so interesting with CJ. You have to see if what they're saying ends up happening, and I can't trust it yet because they've been saying it for 2 years now. But with a new defensive coordinator that likes to run that kind of hybrid defense, you could see CJ making a huge impact off the edge. But I don't know why I'm on the Kenyatta train. I think Kenyatta's gonna do it. I think he's gonna end up getting 8 to 10 and leading us.
That was my second one.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's a great pick because when we saw him, this guy just looks different this year. He is mentally and physically out there playing the game at a different level this year. Yeah, and I was in the same ballpark with you. I had him projected at 9.5 sacks, Corey. So, yeah, I've got Kenyatta Jackson as well.
Sean Schrock.
I can see the argument for that.
Yeah.
Especially if he gets a lot of run on the third down, rushman package, which he did at North Carolina. He really, really did well at that. But I'm going to go ahead and say, let's go with the safe bet here and say Kenyatta Jackson. But I don't hate the idea of CJ Hicks coming out there and balling out this last year, man. It's one of those predicaments, though. If he does that, we're all going to be like, why did it take so long to make that decision?
That's always the scenario with our edge guys, though, Eric. It seems like whenever we have one of those linebackers that's sliding down into that kind of edge position, you think back, it always takes them till their senior year to really ball out.
Well, heck, we had Sonny Styles at safety for 2 years. So
if CJ Hicks leads the team in sacks, we know what the problem was. Jim Knowles handcuffing this defense. He's had him in jail. especially D line.
We're gonna have to explore that more, Alex. That's an interesting take.
That's a whole episode, man.
Yeah, exactly. All right, team leader and interceptions. This one is so hard to predict.
We had 10 interceptions last year. That's unacceptable. We got to get more of those, and I think Caleb Downs is the man to do it. I think he at least gets 4 this year.
That's a great pick as always. I'm going to try to go off the wall on this one. I think one of the two safeties, I'm going to go Jalen McClain, ends up somehow with 4 or 5 and has like a what the heck happened kind of year. How he came out of nowhere. Yeah. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I've got Caleb here. I think that he's too versatile back there, especially in those situations where he's playing the nickel, can kind of sit back and look at everything that's happening. He's going to be covering the slot guy. I like Caleb here to lead the team.
That's the easy answer. I like the direction that you're going with it, Cory. But I'm going to say Jermaine Matthews Jr.
Fair.
I think he could be, and everybody in the chats,
yeah,
throwing that name out there too. I think he's a baller. And usually he'll probably be at least the start of the season. I think probably be on the second outside receiver. So we'll see. It's just a feeling I have.
Here's a question for the
Devin
group.
Sanchez.
Yep, that'd be interesting.
That would be awesome.
Here's a question for the group. If Caleb plays in the nickel a lot this year, don't you suspect teams will try to stay away from him?
Depends.
I don't know that they'll be able to because he'll be everywhere.
Yeah, he'll be everywhere.
He'll be the magnet. He'll be the ball magnet. He's a ball hawk.
Well, if he's playing free safety, then yes, you can't really avoid him. But if he's nickel and you got him to one side, you can close off a side.
Yeah, but you can also disguise that, and he could just become the, as I alluded to a couple weeks ago, a Troy Polamalu type of player, where all of a sudden he's coming in on the blitz and he's they're moving him around and the offense is like, oh my God, where's he at?
Well, I'm just saying in terms of interceptions. I'm not saying he's not going to be impactful. I mean,
I'm going to go back to the practice we watched, Chris. He had the most batted down balls out of anybody.
He did.
So our quarterbacks are challenging him for some reason?
I think that was kind of what they were working on that day was the short intermediate passes. And he was just like, yeah, no, this is easy for me. Like, this is you're going to try to throw the tight end. Good luck.
Well, it's rare, but we might see a safety be the number 1 pick in the draft. So
that would be great.
We might. Here's a question for you. If Jeremiah Smith was eligible and you take need out of it, who would you want to build your franchise around between those two?
I hate you, Eric.
Mr. Packers boys up there. We know what the
Packers?
Cleveland guy's going to
Packers. Give me. Oh God. Well, I mean, we just got a first-round wide receiver for.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just calling you guys Packers. Not saying you're running the Packers.
But I say if it's the Packers, I go with Smith because our receivers are mediocre beyond hopefully Matthew Golden. So,
but God, we need defensive backfield too.
Yeah, but we got McKinney. So.
Yeah, that's true.
As a Browns fan, I'm going to take Caleb Downs because we don't have a quarterback to throw anybody the damn ball.
You guys should do Sanders.
You picked up 3 this year.
And they all suck.
You just released one today.
Who got released?
Tyler Huntley or whatever.
Oh.
No.
Yep, he got released.
He
got waived.
He might have been the best of the 5 in camp.
Yeah, they told him
that's definitely Flacco. That's your 40-year-old Super Bowl MVP.
I don't like a lot of the stuff that Common Man and Torg used to do on 97.1 The Fan here in Columbus, but the one thing they came up with, I cracks me up, was the nickname for Flacco. Flacco, my Cracko. That was every time they were talking about Flacco.
That would
Everybody had the Flacco round and find out T-shirts.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
that's good.
All right, let's keep her moving.
All right.
Offensive MVP for the season, Alex.
I don't know if we have to waste much time on this one, right? It's Jeremiah Smith.
Same. I mean, how is it not?
Chris? Ooh,
I think that's the
sneaky.
easy answer.
It's obvious.
It is the obvious answer. You're right. But
If he gets it,
yeah, that's my thought. Is if he gets it. I'm not going to buck the trend here. I am going to stay with Smith, but I could see an argument for others.
if Julian Saint ends up being the MVP of this team, we're going back to back.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
We're
Yep.
going back to back because
Well,
that means.
if the defense holds up, I still don't know about Patricia just yet. We'll see.
Come on, Cory, have some faith, man.
I got to
Stop
see.
listening to the Wolverine fans.
I never listen to that thing.
He reminds me of a
Good.
guy that co-hosted here last year a lot. Very pessimistic fella.
Yeah.
Who? Chris? You?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm just saying, trust but verify. I trust the players know what they're talking about, but I need to see it.
Bro, if he throws for 5,000 yards, I'm having a party every day of the year.
Yeah, we are. This podcast is literally just.
It's a lot of shootouts.
I'm gonna be like, if that happens.
Well, it's kind of like that little thumbnail I presented at the beginning. It's from the celebration where he's holding up the trophy, and I just moved the trophy and added a second one. Looks like he's holding up two of them right there. So I mean, that's what we're talking about if that happens, man. So yeah, I think the obvious answer here is Jeremiah Smith. However, if it ends up being Julian Saint, then heck yes, sign us up. Let's roll. All right, let's flip it to the other side of the ball. The defensive MVP of this season. Boy, this one's going to be wide open, I think.
Can't even think of anybody.
To me, it's another obvious answer.
Really?
Caleb Downs with honorable mention, potentially Arvell Reese.
Caleb Downs. I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm going Caleb Downs here as well. But if I was going to give an honorable mention out, it would probably be, I'm thinking, to that defensive line, because that means they were getting the job done.
Oh, please.
I think Sonny Styles got a chance to be the defensive MVP.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Fair.
I think he could have something like be second or third on the team in interceptions, second or third on the team in sacks, first on the team in tackles, maybe. Like I could see him really stuffing a defensive stat sheet each and every single week. Just kind of Andre Green. That I don't even need 5,000 yards to eat that hat. If the hat is a cake, I'll just eat it for free.
There you
Just
go.
saying. No, that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, I mean we're all right there on the same filter for that. When we come back, guys, it's gonna get really, really interesting. We're gonna dive into our predictions for the Big Ten and college football, things of that nature. But before we take our commercial break, is there anything else about this season as a whole for Ohio State that you want to talk about that wouldn't reveal something else later in the show? Anything at all, guys? Let me do this one for you, off the cuff. Who would be the assistant coach of the year this year? Who would you like for it to be?
I would almost have to give it to Brian Hartline, because if he gets it, that means he became an amazing play caller, and we can exhale for the near future as long as he's there.
I'm hoping it's going to be Matt Patricia. It just blows us all away. It becomes this like Jim Knowles never left except better,
Man, I'm kind of actually leaning more with Alex here, because I think I'm more worried about Brian Hartline's play calling than I am about Matt Patricia right now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go towards Hartline.
This is going to set me up for one of my predictions later in the show.
Carlos Lachlan.
Larry Johnson.
Ooh.
I'll leave you guys with that one to ponder upon.
I think we're on the same wavelength on that
Okay.
part.